we were talking about President Trump's first 100 days. Just curious, what's your assessment about how it's going?
Horrible. I mean, the ratings are showing. I mean,
yeah.
I think Gout has a higher approval rating. Gout's very popular.
Well, what do you think? What do you think? Like he could do to maybe make things better?
Resign?
Yeah. Trump, is like the Emperor from Star Wars. He's old, he's evil, and he keeps coming back with no reasonable explanation whatsoever.
Trump doesn't just stumble through being president. He turns the whole job into a running gag reel. Wanda Sykes and Jimmy Kimmel tear into him like he's the blooper highlight of politics. He's so hooked on applause, he literally claps for himself. From failed casinos to toilets dipped in gold, from lies stacked higher than his hair, to obsession with crowd sizes, Trump proves every punchline true. He's not the legend he dreams of being. He's the punchline history won't stop replaying.
According to a new tell-all book, back in 2019, Trump told his chief of staff, and I quote, "Hitler did a lot of good things." Now, to be fair, we don't know which Hitler Trump was talking about. Could have been Steve Hitler. Guillermo, was there a Steve Hitler?
I don't think so.
CPAC, if you're not familiar, is basically what would happen if Judge Jeanine Pirro headlined the Fire Festival. It's a lot of very angry white people. It is the largest gathering of people who believe vaccines are witchcraft in the world. And for 2 hours and 2 minutes, Donald Trump gave what I believe we may look back on as his I Have a Dream speech. This was his longest speech since taking office. He went on and on. You could have left this speech, watched 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, come back, and he would still have been going. And to kick things off, Trump went to one of his signature moves to start it. And I know there's a lot of competition, but I think this might be the dumbest thing he does. Who does that? Donald Trump shows more affection to flags than Eric and Don Jr. have ever gotten in their whole.
For Wanda and Jimmy, Trump in the Oval Office is like handing a toddler the keys to a Ferrari and then being shocked when it ends up in the neighbor's pool. The jokes practically write themselves. Trump is the only guy who can stare straight. At a teleprompter, words spoon-fed by 3 staffers and still sound like he's bombing a 2nd grade spelling bee. Every speech looks less presidential and more like the English language begging for mercy in a hostage video.
It's like our country's being run by the maniac from Saw. You know, if you pull all the Palestinians out of Palestine, who would then live there?
I envision the world, people living there, the world's people.
This plan to develop and repopulate Gaza, it's never gonna happen. The leaders of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan, Turkey, France, Germany, Spain, the UK have all forcefully rejected it. The only thing the United Nations and the Taliban have in common is they both think this is a terrible idea.
Wanda Sykes says Trump treats the presidency like he's running the world's worst HOA meeting. He struts in with that bizarre hair, points fingers at everyone else, and brags about fixing things he never fixes. Infrastructure Week has been on repeat longer than the Jurassic era. The only thing he's successfully built is resentment and a mountain of fast food receipts. If America wanted a motivational speaker for professional quitters, Trump would be the keynote.
At least he was a little smarter this time, just a little, because the first term, he surrounded himself by somewhat competent people, right?
Yeah.
But then they all realized that he was an idiot and they quit.
Yeah.
This time he's like, I want all dummies, all just give me the most incompetent, just put them all around me, and it makes him look a little.
Kimmel calls Trump a man who thinks facts are optional and honesty is just negotiable. It's like he was born allergic to reality. Crisis after crisis, Trump's instinct isn't leadership. It's how can I sell hats and squeeze in a golf game. The country could literally be on fire, and he'd still step in front of cameras to claim firefighters love him except. Of course, the ones who can't stand him.
Our president kept the crowd very warm at CPAC over the weekend. CPAC, if you're not familiar, is basically what would happen if Judge Jeanine Pirro headlined the Fire Festival. It's a lot of very angry white people. It is the largest gathering of people who believe vaccines are witchcraft in the world. And for 2 hours and 2 minutes, Donald Trump gave what I believe we may look back on as his I Have a Dream speech. This was his longest speech since taking office. He went on and on. You could have left this speech, watched 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, come back, and he would.
Comedy doesn't even have to try when Trump enters a room. He struts like an off-balance parade, floater-inch face glowing, chest puffed out, body swaying like a shopping cart with a busted wheel. Wanda compares him to an overinflated air mattress one. Wrong move, and PFF, FFT, the whole thing collapses. He waddles like a penguin hiding secrets, but somehow believes this posture screams power. Spoiler, it screams mall cop vibes.
I mean, I haven't to say, white people, y'all really should be embarrassed by this. You really should be. Y'all really need to do something, seriously, because this is embarrassing. See, and I know you say, well, Wanda, why is it?
The real jackpot for comedians. Trump takes himself dead serious. He thinks he's Churchill meets Washington, but he's really a mall Santa who forgot to clock out. Kimmel loves pointing out that Trump can stand in front of Lincoln's portrait and still make Lincoln look embarrassed. Lincoln freed the slaves. Trump freed people from expecting presidents to read above a third-grade level, and that desperate hunger for applause, Wanda says he's probably clapping for himself in the bathroom mirror. Instead of discussing policy with world leaders, he brags about TV ratings from a reality show that got canceled because America got tired of watching him fire washed-up celebrities like Gary Busey and Meatloaf. That's not strategy. That's babysitting chaos at a family reunion.
President Trump flew to Rome to pay his respects and also to see if he could get a deal on the Pope Mobile to drive around his golf course. For whatever reason, even though the Vatican dress code specifically recommended a dark suit for the service, Trump showed up in his bluest blue suit, something from the Cedric the Entertainer funeral collection. You know, Fox News, you may remember, had a collective aneurysm when President Obama wore a tan suit to a press briefing. Man, oh man, if Obama wore in a blue suit to the Pope's funeral, Sean Hannity's head would explode inside Trump.
Kimmel cuts straight into the lies. Trump lies like normal people breathe. Crowd sizes, the weather, his weight, his height heaven lunch, though let's be real, it's always Big Macs. He once claimed he was in the best physical shape of any. Presidentive shape means melted candle. Wanda hammers his bizarre look. The hair, not blonde, not orange, more like a cotton candy machine exploded. And that spray tan. He looks like he lost a bar fight with a pumpkin patch. Hug, him and you walk away looking like a Home Depot paint sample. Somehow, he manages to be both sweaty and dusty, a true pioneer in bad aesthetics.
Wanda, will you watch tomorrow? Are you interested in this? Because I know.
Absolutely.
Oh, you will. Okay,
absolutely.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be watching tomorrow. I so wanted him to show up. Please.
He might. He might. After what happened today, he may take this. He may appoint himself his own attorney. I would not be surprised if he comes out in his golf shorts or something like that tomorrow.
I just need to get eyes on him. I just want to know what he's up to.
Things get darker when you realize Trump feeds on chaos like mosquitoes thrive on swamps. He stirs division, then sits back to enjoy the drama like it's a reunion episode of reality TV. His whole life has been one long audition tape dreaming of being respected, but landing instead as infamous, ridiculed, and indicted. Even his lawyers quit faster than fast food trainees. Kimmel roasts his obsession with crowd sizes. No president ever held a press conference just to argue about how many people showed up. Washington didn't care. Lincoln didn't care. Obama didn't care, but Trump. He treats crowd size like a teenage gamer treats high score's fragile ego on the line.
The only person not wearing a dark suit did not go unnoticed, so the White House press secretary pushed back. She said the president looked great and presidential alongside our stunning First Lady, who was, as usual, dressed perfectly for the occasion. And she's right about Melania. I don't know about stunning, but she definitely looks stunned. Show them together, because this is the happiest I've ever seen these two together. It's like they're on their second honeymoon or something.
Wanda drags Trump's hypocrisy. He brags about being a genius, but his crowning achievement is cheap ties made in China. He bankrupted casinos. That's like going broke running a lemonade stand during a heat wave. People walk in ready to give you cash, and somehow you still lose. That's talent in failure. And the Twitter ransom-less all-caps tantrums that read like a drunk uncle discovering Wi-Fi. The pattern never changes. Declare victory, blame enemies, misspell. 3 words, toss in an exclamation point. He calls it statesmanship. Wanda calls it digital graffiti.
Yeah, because I'm worried. He's been too quiet, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, is he somewhere, like, having, like, plastic surgery? You know, like, getting his face redone, like, trying to change his identity? You know, and then come back and start some more stuff, you know? I'm just worried, you know?
What kind of face are you worried he might get?
This Trump, man, you don't know. He'll probably do something like, you know, like a mix of like Tom Brady and Ted Nugent. You don't know. You don't know.
I think he just described Ivanka.
Wanda says Trump's rallies are comedy specials on their own. He'll start with one topic, veer into another, repeat himself 3 times, then land on "everybody loves me." It's like listening to GPS with water damage. Nobody knows where it's going. His bragging about wealth? Please. He's a billionaire the way a kid in a Halloween astronaut costume is NASA, and gold-plated toilets. If your biggest flex is peeing into gold, you're not classy or ridiculous. Kimmel doesn't spare the family either. Trump parades his kids like trophies, but they look more like lab projects, where empathy wasn't in the recipe.
Okay, well, the reason to bring it up is that last month, U.S. national security leaders texted military plans against Yemen to the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic magazine, Jeffrey Goldberg. What did you think as somebody who worked at the NSA? What did you think when you heard that?
Holy crap. Like, that's what I can say on TV. But I was, and I really thought we would all be up in arms and like Hexeth would be fired and everybody.
His sons interchangeable mannequins, his daughter a campaign prop, the rest a boardroom of yes men. Forget a family tree, it's more like a pyramid scheme. Wanda says Trump's Strength Act is a joke. He dodged military service with bone spurs and then mocked actual veterans. On the golf course, he cheats like a middle schooler, sneaking answers, brags about it, and still loses. People say golf reveals character. Well, Trump's game screams cheat, brag, fail, repeat. That's not toughness, that's the outline of a con man.
That unlike most presidents, he didn't really age that much in office.
No, not at all. Usually presidents, they age, right? Because of the stress of the job. Obama went gray. You know, Clinton grew that bulb on the tip of his nose. George W. shrunk like 3 inches. It's a hard job if you do it. You know, if you actually show up for work, it's a stressful job. Not Trump. He looks the same.
Kimmel highlights the investigations. Trump's rap sheet makes mob bosses jealous. And instead of shame, he tries to turn it into a campaign brand. He's not running for re-election. He's running from accountability. Yet fans still chant his name like he's the second coming. The truth, he turned resentment into a business model. What he craves most is legacy, statues, airports, monuments. But history won't remember him as a Titan heel, be a circus sideshow. The reality TV host who stumbled into power and spent every day proving he didn't belong there.
These people, these hysterical, dishonest stooges he has jockeying for lip space on his big pink ass, they're so dramatic. When it comes to like the temperature in the courtroom is a freezing icebox, recovering stolen documents is an assassination attempt. But this... That's just tourism. That's just a friendly group of out-of-towners learning about democracy firsthand.